Hi, and welcome to Tech Savvy on the Mormon Channel, a production of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm your host, Elisa Sharton, and today we're talking about all things writing with new technology, and I'm thrilled to be able to welcome Brandon Mull, the author of Fablehaven, and it sold 2 million copies in the United States. He also went to BYU and got a degree in public relations and was in the Divine Comedy Troupe. Is that correct?
That's right.
And he was the head writer for the Divine Comedy Troupe. We also want to welcome Danae Handy, who is also a writer and a blogger, and her blog is called My Real Life Was Backordered, which I really like the name of that blog. She also wrote a book about her experiences living in Puerto Rico called The Accidental Gringo. It's about...
It's a collection of essays, humorous essays, about what it's like to be an American living in a place like Puerto Rico.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Let's talk about words. So how do you carefully choose the words that you're going to use to get your message across in 140 characters, or in your blog, 500 words, or on Facebook, you know, so that it's not this long novel of a post? You have to carefully craft those. How do you do that?
A cool thing about Twitter is it forces you to keep it so tight. And that's almost like a rule. Like when I used to write sketch comedy, when you write comedy skits, if you don't keep it really tight, you lose your audience. And so to some degree, Twitter forces you to not be boring.
Yeah,
you know what
shorter,
I mean?
sharper, stronger. Yeah,
make it really, really dense. And so sometimes that's just saying something funny that my kid said and just passing that along. So sometimes the goal of Twitter is just to pass along an amusing anecdote. Like one might be my son. One day, he was 5, and he came up to me and he's like, "If you die, and it's your birthday, you're still dead." Which was just weird and funny and perfect little bite-sized kind of thing that you could throw on Twitter.
Yeah. You know, definitely 140 characters.
Pass that along with just a few characters. Or sometimes it's just practical info, like I've got a book signing at a certain place, and you just pass on this practical info in a brief way.
Absolutely.
That's fabulous. I like that. I'm going to have to go find that and retweet that.
Yeah, very, very quirky, but very funny, yeah.
That's funny.
Well, and it sounds to me like we both have, you know, we both have a humor background. I am a humor writer, and brevity really is the soul of wit. When I started writing, I started blogging. I wrote my first book, and then I discovered blogging. And blogging requires that you write. I remember the first thing I wrote for Mormon Mommy Blogs, and got a response from the editor there that said, essentially, this is 3 times too long for a blog post.
I said it nicer than that.
It was. You were very kind, and yet it was. You were right. It's over 2,000 words. You don't put 2,000 words on a blog, and so it's been good for me to use these media as a way to really tighten up my writing and to only put. You know, do you wonder sometimes what Nephi did? You know, how did he, I mean, at least we're not having to chisel it onto gold plates, you know, and yet I think if I did, I would really understand brevity and the tightness of communication
and choosing your words
very carefully.
Yeah.
Think long and hard. You would think long and hard before you wrote it down.
Chiseled that word out and then go, oh, that wasn't the right word. Well, now it stands.
Well, and that actually takes us back to the question of how do you choose your words at all. I'm a real believer that we are stewards over every word that passes our lips, that comes through our computer, that comes into our books, that goes into everything that we say. And I love, you know, when you read the Book of Mormon, when you get that message over and over again that says, I'm only giving you 100th part of the things that are in my heart. And if you want to read about the wars, go to the other plates. This is all about the things that are going to save you. In using social media and in using the internet and using our computers, I'm a public speaker. I'm kind of out working with audiences. I have to be careful of everything that I say, not because I'm censoring myself, but because I own what goes into someone's ears and what goes into someone's eyes and what goes into their heart and into their mind. I have some stewardship, you know, over that. And you learn, I think, especially when looking for brevity, and this is what we're talking about with the conciseness of certain forms of social media, you learn how to choose your words carefully. And you also learn that a little goes a long way, especially in humor or in things of the heart.